This is day one of data collection, and I've got a spare microphone because there was a last minute hiccup, as happens. So I'm off to the meeting spot and we'll be collecting bat presents as well as some moth transect walks. So just use this opportunity to show you guys. The camera won't turn around. Voila, the view. It's very nice. I'm Gen Z. I should know how to turn a camera around on my phone, but we'll learn. Today is day 3 of the data collection. Yesterday we put up some of the insect traps, but it turned out they didn't catch anything overnight, so we're going to increase the size of the card surface area and hopefully we'll catch something tonight. We've got Ian coming to overview the Green Bridge today, so that's where we'll be surveying. We actually found some Barbastelles yesterday, which was exciting. We didn't see them, but one of the bat detectors that we put down picked them up, so that's really cool. It's currently the morning after the 3rd data collection night. I've not slept all night because I've had to come out in the morning to collect up the bat detectors. Last night we saw, so we're on the Green Bridge at the moment, we saw bats come through the woods, forage around here. They never reached up into the Green Bridge. We're going to look at the data collection, the audio data that we collected, and that should prove the same throughout the whole night. But with any luck, this bridge is actually useful, otherwise it's not a useful mitigation strategy as is. There's a massive gap between the corridor in front of me and what you can see behind me with the bridge. So the corridor that's caused by the woodland needs to continue all the way across the bridge for it to be effective, and at the moment it's not. Quick update on the insect traps. So a few of them have collected some insects, small like aphids and other fun invertebrates. So the larger surface area works. We're probably going to redo the site for the insect traps with some chicken wire for the mesh, because it's far more effective than this green mesh that I've got at the moment. I've turned off the bat trap up here. I will show it to you. Okay, so over here we've got the microphone, and down here we've got the actual machine. So usually there's a red light that flashes there, so, and it's programmable, and we've been doing the program to record until we say stop. Turns on and off here. It's pretty nifty. So this thing is very inconspicuous out of the way, so as to not get damaged by passers-by and and other wildlife as well. So I'm going to pack this one up, and hopefully it will have some cool data to show. So I've just finished counting up the insect traps. We've got quite a few moths where I was doing the moth walk, or insects where I was doing the moth walk, and where we put the bat detectors outside the foresty area on the north side. We got A insects across this bridge here, and we didn't get anything over there, so I'm gonna head home and shower because I'm in desperate need of one. And side note, insects bite through clothes. Last night I got home, my back was covered in bites, like gnats or something. So yeah, I'm going to make sure to have some insect repellent on. I'm also going to make sure to get some sun cream because I managed to burn my arm. I just didn't put enough on. So yeah, head home and have a shower. It's Saturday, which makes it day 6. At the moment, I'm just going back to Gantry 2 and the Green Bridge to redeploy some updated versions of the insect traps, and yeah, so I've got chicken wire, and so we're going to be using that instead of the green mesh you would have seen earlier. We think that the bats have been eating the insects off of the insect traps, and so we're going to use chicken wire to help prevent that. It's far less malleable. I've got an umbrella because it's like 28 degrees and haven't put sunscreen on yet. We have enough equipment for 2 sites today. We've got a load more that's been delivered this morning, so I'll be setting up those traps and we should be able to do 4 per night, which will help speed things along. Yeah, and I figured out what was going wrong with the camera earlier. So turns out every other camera app allows you to change camera while recording, except for the built-in camera app. So I'm using Snapchat at the moment. Last time we were doing the Green Bridge, I got bitten, and that was on Wednesday. It's like doubled in size now. So I tried to get the GP, drawn circles around it just to keep a record. So I've taken photos of that as well. But yeah, the medical centre's closed after 12 on Saturdays and closed entirely on Sundays. So yeah, I'm going to be phoning 111 just to double check on that. Probably just get some cream for it or something. Yeah, make sure to get some insect repellent when doing stuff like this because you're going to need it. So it's day 7, the morning of, and I've just picked up the insect traps from the Green Bridge. Didn't get to plant any at Gantry 2 because of navigation problems, and yeah, so we'll be doubling back and doing those during the week. So the new insect traps work. They have picked up insects on each of the areas in the site, so hopefully that continues. This is day 10. We've been setting up the new insect traps in the older locations because they seem to be working really well. Yesterday we did Gantry 2 and a new one, Gantry 5. Today we're doing Gantry 3 and Gantry 6. Gantry 5 was unusual because it's the only gantry so far that hasn't picked up any bat data at all. But it's right by a really good forest area, which we're thinking is going to be a crossing point, which is going to be marked down as one of the assumed crossing points that we'll be collecting data for later on. So it's day 12. I've just picked up some microphones for some spare bat detectors. We're going to be using those to kind of shotgun a load of sites at once next week. I want to thank Richard Davies for being in his office, because otherwise I'd have had to buy more microphones and my wallet really can't stand that. So this is July 30th, which makes this day 23. We'll be doing 4 acoustic points here, as well as the 4 traps. And then tomorrow we'll be having 8 acoustic devices and traps there. Yeah, should be good. So there are 5 more data points to collect after these 8, and there'll be around Ringland, and then another one just by some woodlands where the NDR crosses through. Today is day 34. This is the day before last of setting out the detectors and insect traps. We'll be just finishing off the Ringland tonight and tomorrow night, collecting the data on the Monday, and yeah, then it's just shifting through the data next week. Exciting news. We may have found a new roost. I can't say any more as it's still being investigated, but in one of the locations the bat detectors picked up a lot more activity than we thought it would. So yeah, if it is a brand new roost, then that is very exciting stuff. But it will be a while until that gets confirmed, if it gets confirmed in the duration of this. But yeah, exciting stuff. So this is the morning after day 34, I think it was. It was a lovely sunset last night, but now an ominous mist has descended, which is always fun, especially when you're walking into the woods while crows are crowing. So I've put out 2 bat detectors and insect traps, and we're collecting the data today, so I'll be popping in through the side here, because one of them's in the middle of the forest and the other one's just outside on the other side. Okay, so we're actually getting into the start of the woods there, because I might as well show you guys what it's like. So last night when I came here, it was sunset, and so all of these trees were kind of lit up very nicely, and now it's a very different vibe. The lens flare on my camera's from where I dropped my phone about 2 weeks ago when I was getting the vaccine. Just sort of fell off the chair. So we're walking by a farmland right here, like right on the cusp of the woods, which kind of go in here, then go out the other end at Royal Hill. I've got one detector up further down, because we're like kind of so forest area sort of expands out. We're going all the way through that. It shouldn't take long though, it sort of branches out this way and then stops this way. But there is a path that no longer exists, so yeah, that's fun. There's also more paths that have just sort of started. Now we're sort of reaching a bit more dense forest, kind of on either side now. Oh, I'm getting snagged by plants already. The first one's just coming up around this bend. Okay, closer than I thought. Show you all. Tons of mess. Might as well show you guys if anything was collected. No, nothing was collected on that one. But the bat detector will have some better info whether or not there are bats here. We found that the insect stuff has been pretty crap. We're still trying to work out why, but we think that bats and birds are coming in and eating stuff off of the insect trap. I'll just pack everything up here and then I'll carry on when I'm starting walking again. So I've just finished collecting the stuff. There were 2 spiders on the insect trap I didn't see before. This is where the footpath sort of ends, like it should carry on all the way through there, but there's this sort of new addition which I don't trust, so we have to go through here. I don't know where that ends up. It might end up like totally far away. There's like some remnants of path down here. Okay, so some things that I've learnt in the course of this fieldwork. Always bring spares, like back up everything. Do not trust computers, they will fuck you over. I've learnt that a few times the hard way before, but I'd learnt it enough that it wasn't too much of an issue for this. Peacocks take the high ground, and you will hear them at night when doing field work in certain areas of Norwich. Just stick to the paths and you're alright. Cows and crows, they're just quieting now, but like a minute ago they were calling to each other. I think maybe one was provoking the other or something. I'm not an expert at either animal, so who knows. Countryside villages. There's a church that I've been getting taxis, and it does not appear on the taxi list, to the extent that on numerous occasions the taxi companies have been like, this place doesn't exist. Fortunately, I've got the postcode written down now. After like the first time it was a bit oof, so I made sure to make a note of the address, and yeah, so keep notes of addresses of going to and from places, like landmarks and stuff. Okay, so it's getting a bit later, and there's that sound that you just heard. There it is again. I don't know what animal that is, but on my first night in England, I heard that. It might be the same individual. It's coming from the same location, but it terrified the ever-living daylights out of me, and it was like pitch black at this time. Yeah, it was just coming from behind me in the bushes and like the woodland, and I was just walking following like a public pathway, and so yeah, if any of you could tell me what that is, I would appreciate it, because I still don't know. It's day 36. It's the last data collection day. I've just picked up the last detector and insect trap. We'll be taking it to the library, so I'll stop off back home, grab my laptop, and then head off to the library, and I'll show you the last bit of data processing on the BTO acoustic pipeline. And then, yeah, I'll be doing some GIS and some stats, which are less adventurous. So I'm in the library at the moment, and I've taken out the SD cards, and I've got them on my computer at the moment. So this is the BTO acoustic pipeline. I'm already logged in. So I'll show you what it looks like. So selecting the files, just got to go to the drive, so I've got a SD card reader there, and just select the folder. It uploads. So if the VAT detector's timer is set in the future, the BTO acoustic pipeline would have trouble reading it, and so you've got to change the names. So just make sure that you set it right in the first place. And then as this is finishing analyzing, then you can enter the data, which allows you to pinpoint on a map where all of this was taken from. Now, because this was all taken from the same location, like all of these files, we just gotta zoom in here and find the right one. After you've set up all the metadata, you just press prepare recordings, and this varies depending on how many you've got. We haven't got too many today, but when you buy a roost, there's a lot more. And then when this is done, you can send it for upload, and start upload. And then you can, this takes various amounts of time. And then you can go onto the web page, get an email, you go onto the web page, and you can download an Excel spreadsheet. Okay, so this is an example of the sheets that we can get. So you've got the coordinates, and then you've got the species here. So you've got Barbastelle bats, you've got various other bats, including nocturals, pipistrelles, but it doesn't just study bats. You can see birds, moths, which is interesting, and then like anything that can't be identified is also written down. So after this stuff has been analysed, I'll be putting it all on a hard drive and then shoving it through here and working out all of the stats on the library computers, as well as GIS, where I'll be doing some mapping, which I'll show you more of that when it comes to time. So this is day 46. Yesterday and the day before, we just gave all of our presentations. Just time to show every other student what we've been working on with the DIS, and kind of learn more about other projects that are going on. Today I'll show you what I've been doing. So this is using ArcGIS. You can see in yellow the habitat data. The purple is a fishnet. It's called a fishnet. It's just a way to separate the map and all of the layers out into sections. Any kilometre squares with data points within 200 metres have been selected and numbered, and the habitat data has been used in comparison with the other data collected. These data were compared, and using them, a model was produced for Barbastelle Bat presence. It was found that the water and woodland presence had a determining effect on the Barbastelle's presence, and a model was made as shown. The model, as well as the relevant statistical tests, were presented in this dissertation to be marked on the 19th of August. So that was an overview of the fieldwork done during the master's dissertation, studying the Barbastelle bat and their presence and its relationship to habitat richness. Another video is going to be made going more into detail on the results of this data collection and its implications. Some final notes. There was discussion of possible bat roosts being found. That has been confirmed. I'm so glad that I was able to actually find one myself. It's so cool. The dissertation was handed in on the 19th of August. A mini photo shoot was had with my field notebook and the SD card. And the SD card contains all of the data that was collected throughout this dissertation, all of the stats that were made, and all of the GIS files. It wasn't enough to upload using the link or via an email, so it was a physical copy that was handed in. That's a wrap on the dissertation, and so now I'm moving on to some side projects and preparing some PhD applications, so fun stuff.